Hello po at magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ngayon po ay September 14, 2022, Miyerkules. At 102 days na lang Pasko na. Mabuhay po kayo. Welcome po sa The Stock Market Today. Ang ating i-share na balita ay tungkol sa tie-up ng Philippine Stock Exchange sa GCash at kasama na rin po natin yung nangyayari sa US, yung nangyayari sa inflation figures nila at ang Dow Jones. Huwag kayong alis dahil babahagi ko sa inyo ang ating financial headlines at ang resulta ng trading sa ating PSE ngayong araw, September 14, dito lamang sa The Stock Market Today. Okay, ang ating financial headlines galing po sa BDO-SEC. Ang sabi ni Moody's, tightening cycle help temper inflation. Dito po sa Asia Pacific po yan, hindi po yan sa US. At sabi ng Moody's, the tightening cycle undertaken by central banks in Asia Pacific, including the BSP, has helped lower inflation or containing inflation. All sugar output now for local use, sabi ng order po ito ni President Marcos sa kanyang sugar order number 1. And then sa company news, ICT divests stake in Davao Port Operator. Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation plans IPO in late 2023 or 2024. And SMC bags OPS for CBX. CBX is Cavite-Batangas Expressway. So this will go through, it will cross or pass the municipalities of Silang, Amadeo, Tagaytay, Indang, Mendez, Alfonso, and ending at Nasugbu, Batangas. So mahaba-haba din to, 27 kilometers. So gagawin or kino-conceptualize pa lang ito. Anyway, ang ating main news ay nandito po sa business world. Pero bago po yan ay tignan muna natin yung news na ito. Yung nangyari sa US, stocks slump, dollar jumps as US inflation runs hot. So the stock market hit reverse while the dollar shot higher Tuesday after data showing US inflation remains high and widespread. Wall Street shares plunge and the Dow losing 1,300 points and the S&P 500 falling 4.3% after the hotter-than-expected report closely watched by the Federal Reserve as it prepares for its interest rate decision next week. Stocks had rebounded in recent days as investors clung to the hope that slowing price increases would allow the Fed Reserve to eventually pull back on its tough anti-inflation fight, but the data extinguished those hopes for now. While the annual increase in the consumer price index slowed slightly in August to 8.3%, monthly inflation actually rose 0.01% compared to July, the Labor Department said, a disappointing result amid widespread expectation that the CPI would fall in the month. More concerning, the report showed that excluding volatile food and energy prices, core CPI accelerated sharply in August and rose 6.3% over the past 12 months after the 5.9% pace seen in July and June. So mas mataas pa pala yung inflation rate nila in August. Despite the welcome relief from falling gas prices, food, housing, and medical care costs continue to rise. The dollar, which has fallen against its major rivals in anticipation of slowing inflation, shot higher. Today was a crazy day, said Greg Basuk of AXS Investments, who added that the equities decline was more than just a one-off overreaction. I think part of the strong reaction today is based on the greater concern that investors in the market have about the extent to which high prices have infiltrated in areas that were less anticipated. Gains in Europe swiftly turned to losses following the US inflation data. Fed Chair Jerome Powell has made it clear the increases in the benchmark lending rate would continue until inflation is tamed. Economists say the data confirm the Fed will announce a third consecutive three-quarter point increase next week. So 0.75% to, no? 75 basis points or 0.75%, ending the slight possibility central bankers would opt for a more modest zero point 0.5 or 50 basis point hike, a more modest 50 basis point hike or 0.5%. Okay, market analyst Michael Hewson said the core inflation figures mean more aggressive rate hikes will be needed to tame rising prices. So, ang prediction ng economists ay 0.75% ang itataas in the next meeting of the Federal Reserve. So sa atin, halos ganun din, no? 0.5 to 0.75%. Kasi yung differential between the rates in the US and the rates in the Philippines, yung higher rates in the US and the lower rates in the Philippines would make the peso weak. So malakas po yung US dollar dahil po doon. Okay, yung next news natin, stock trading via GCash to start by November, sabi ni PSE. So, sino kaya? I think GCash ang magiging settlement account dito. Kasi yan yung may mga account base. At sino kaya magiging broker nito? The PSE has tied up with GCash to allow subscribers of the mobile payment platform to directly invest in the stock market, the local board's top officials said on Tuesday. GCash and PSE have agreed to tie up, and we will be offering stock trading to the 67 million subscribers of GCash, PSE President and Chief Executive Officer Ramon Monson said in an interview on Business World Live. We agreed on the commercial terms, and we are now doing the technical issues, Mr. Monson added. Through the partnership, the PSP will design a platform that will allow GCash users to be able to invest directly in the stock market. So, dapat merong accredited broker to. Hindi naman kasi accredited broker ang GCash. Because of the profile of GCash subscribers, we are also in the process of studying how we can offer or make possible fractional trading in shares so that more GCash subscribers are able to invest in stocks. So, structure kaya nila yung board lots? Less than one board lot, pwede. Parang sa US, Mr. Monson said. He said that the PSE already reached an agreement with GCash that the broker that will handle the said transaction will be AB Capital Securities. So may broker nga. It's a tripartite agreement between PSE, GCash, and AB Capital. Mr. Monson said by November, GCash subscribers should be able to invest already in the stock market. So, innovative to, no? A fraction of a lot. Pwede kang bumili. So, paano kaya nila gagawin ito? So, mas magiging available ito for people who have kahit siguro 10 piso, pwede kang mag-invest, no? Yan. Kasi right now, limited ka by the board lot, So, for example, ang TEL, minimum is 5 board lots or 5 shares ang pwede mong bilhin. Pero ang TEL is mga 2,000 pesos yun. So, mga 10,000 din ang investment mo with 5 shares, no? So, a fraction of a board lot na makaka-trade. Okay, so magandang news po yan, ano? So, tignan natin ang inyong comments. I think we have one here. Raquel Robrigado. Sabi niya, balance fund muna ako para sa exposure ko sa mga stocks, para mag-guide muna ako ng mga fund manager. Direct investing po yung sinasabi ninyo, kahit 3 stocks lang. Noted, sir. Yes, direct investing po yan. Directly, you have to have a broker to buy the stocks in the stock market. Hindi ka pwedeng bumili diretso sa kumpanya. You have to go through a broker. Pero yung sinasabi mong balanced fund, baka sinasabi mo dito is UITF, So balanced fund, as I know it, in the UITF, is a combination of equities or stocks and fixed income. So yun yung composition ng balanced fund. At pagka normally ang relationship between the fixed income, say bonds, and the equities are inverse. So tumataas ang stocks o tumataas ang equities, bumababa po yung bonds, or fixed income. Tumataas ang bonds, bumababa naman yung equity. So inverse po. Kaya po sinabing balanced ito. In a way. Okay. So one is fixed income, the other is equities through capital appreciation. And this is managed by a professional fund manager of a trust company or a bank. Yan po ang UITF. Okay. So salamat po, Raquel. So yan. So ang PSE ay bumaba, 118.95 points, but it's not as down as we think it should be, dahil ang Wall Street ay bumagsak. So medyo resilient ang ating PSE index, and from our indicators ay sideways pa rin ang kanyang movement. But if you'll notice, meron po ditong gap, meron po siyang gap down from the closing price of yesterday to the closing of today. Ay nag-create po siya ng gap, though maliit lang, and that gap will have to be filled sooner or later. So sideways lang po ang movement ng ating PSE index. Ang RSI ay lower than the midpoint, nasa 47.87. Ang market activity naman, 137 ang bumaba, 41 ang kumpanya ang umabante, at 46 ang hindi nagbago. Ang all share index ay bumaba rin ng 1.79%. Ang lahat ng sectoral indices ay bumaba. Ito ay pinangunahan ng holding companies at 2.32%. At sumunod naman ang financials sa 2.25%. Okay. So tingnan po natin ang nag-figure sa news. Siguro tingnan po natin si ICT, MPI, SMC, si Glow, at dalawang positive, isang San Miguel, FB, at WLCON. So yan po yung positive po sa ating stocks, So ICT po muna tayo. Ang ICT ay actually green candlestick, pero bumaba po siya ng 150, nasa 185 na po si ICT, at nag-hold po yung support niya dito po sa 179 or 179.60 ang kanyang support level, at ang RSI nasa 51, just slightly above average. Bearish to sideways po ang movement ni ICT. Samantala naman, ang Metro Pacific ay yun, flat po siya, 0.05 or 5 centavos down, pero flat po yan. Pero movement po niya ay sideways to bullish, at meron pong mukhang paakyat po, Let's draw a parallel channel para makita po na parang ganyan po ang nakikita kong movement ng Metro Pacific, yan. So more or less on the short term ay paakyat po si Metro Pacific. But normally ay naglalaro lang po yan sa 1.9 at low of 1.5 eh. Yan po yung normal range po ni Metro Pacific. But on the short term, from July up to September, ay meron po tayong nakikitang upward movement niya. Okay? So, ang pinaka-support ay nakikita ko po dito, based dito sa parallel channel, nasa 362 at resistance sa 391. Support and resistance, di po yan exact points. Yan po ay isang area. Next, let's take a look at San Miguel. Naku, talagang bumababa si San Miguel. San Miguel Corporation is down. And it is low of 95, 52-week low. Okay, hindi pa naman 52-week low, but it's very low, no? So, let's draw also a parallel channel here. Yan po more or less ang parallel channel ni San Miguel eh. So, the resistance follows the black line, ano? Yung 100-day exponential moving average is San Miguel, ano? Yan po. So, ang pinaka-support nandito po sa area to, okay, nasa 93.10, ano? And resistance nasa 103.58, approximating the MO100 at 103.42. So, between 40 to 60 at 103.40 to 103.60 resistance, bearish po si San Miguel. Then, globe or glow, okay, nagkaroon siya ng, may SRO. Yes, may SRO nga siya. Pero umakyat siya, no? 2170, gaining 30 pesos today. Ang SRO price po niya is 1,600 something, ano? And the entitlement is, if you own, it's one share for every 13.2366 common shares. So if you have 100, or if you have 13 shares, you're entitled to one share. Yan, see. Glow, no? Pero bearish po on the overall. At I think, let's again draw a parallel channel here. So more or less po, yan po ang movement ni Globe, ano? Okay, if we will follow the parallel channel, the resistance is nasa M100 or 2289 or 2290, no? So 2290 to 2312, no? O 2290 to 2300 ang pinaka-resistance niya. Support is here at 1906. Bearish po ang dating ni Globe sa akin. Nasa 49 ang RSI, so nasa midpoint lang po. And then FB. So one of the few stocks which gained, green engulfing candlestick to, ha? At I think this is the highest in 2 weeks, although may slight volume. I wouldn't say na ito ay isang breakout, ano? However, ang support nandito po sa area nito, 42.97, 43, and the resistance ay nandito sa 46.80. At ang presyo po niya ay mas mataas kaysa po dun sa 20-day exponential moving average natin. Pero yung ating 50 at 100-day moving average ay nasa taas pa po eh. So masasabi po natin bearish to sideways po ang movement ni FB. Finally, we have WLCON. Moving sideways lang po. Pero on the overall, ang WLCON ay bullish po. Kasi paakyat po yung kanyang mga indicators eh. So if we will be drawing a Darvas box on the short term, ano? Short term lang po ito, hindi po ito long term. So ang pinaka support ay nandito sa 28 pesos at resistance sa 31 pesos, and it has been moving that way since August 9. So almost more than a month po yung movement na ito. Pero bullish po to sideways si WLCON. RSI is above the midpoint at 58. Okay, so yan po ang ating report sa stock market ika-14 ng Setyembre. Ito po si Benji Chadoro nagpapaalala, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay at hanggang sa muli. Stay safe, God bless, and bye for now.